that is. And the rain has held off, which has been very, very nice, to say the least. 5-2, Weymouth. The Wildcats look to win their third in as many tries, and they're about to do just that. Quinn doing a good job. Matt Lynch, however, doing a better job. As Matt Lynch, that we get beat on the play, Lynch recovered very nicely. Bobby Griffin, Weymouth High assistant coach, looking on. And for Peter Kasarian, he's got to be happy in some aspects when his team was out there playing and coming at Weymouth in the early going. And the play of Jake Lawton, he's not going to be happy with the amount of tremendous opportunities that the Wildcats have thrown at Lawton in this one. That's what he's got to be extremely concerned about, and rightfully so. I mean, good grief. I'd say Lawton has made 20 saves, and I would say he has made about 15 outstanding ones, and I mean, right there. I know when I'm putting highlights together, highlight package for Weymouth this week, as far as this particular game goes, I mean, I'm going to be writing, times I will write down if I get the chance to log the game and look through the tape prior to getting my highlights out. I mean, I'll write down Weymouth chance, and I'll put a star next to it if it's an outstanding chance. I'm going to put it down, a lot of stars next to chances in this one. There have been some terrific chances. This young man you saw controlling the ball had one. Adam Scott doing a nice job to get it to Chris Beston. Beston 2 goals and should have had the third. He hit the post on that third chance. Seamus Donovan has 2 goals. And Takas, who nearly set up one in this game, and nearly got one, as he drifts it wide of the net. Belongs right now to the Wildcats. Seamus Donovan, 2 second-half goals, and if you look at a game summary in this one, Wildcats, Seamus Donovan taken down, and Mike Eaton took him down, and restart situation. Not a, I think Eaton might, I was going to say the way official came flying over for a second, I thought Eaton might get carted. We had the incident here a year ago when Jason Karolexis got buried by a Panther player. And boy, do I mean he get buried as that one goes harmlessly out of play. 5-2 Weymouth. And not to mention who the Panther player was, but Karolexis took one just above the eye. Donovan gets wiped out on the play by Corey Roush. I think there's a little discussion to say, hey, come on, nice to take person down, make the play, and Roush, you saw right part of your screen being told, hey, easy, you don't need to take someone down that way. And Takas hit 3 Wildcats in the head. 3 people tried to flick it with their heads, and all 3 had it graze off of their heads. It was like, it was like one of those cartoons you'd watch, and everything that goes bing, bing, bing. That's how the ball just went across. Good throw-in. Unfortunately, a violation on the throw-in. What are you talking about? A 6-2 game. Oh, Beston with a little flick back. Well, 5-2. This one has been all Wildcats. They're in the second half. Plymouth South does have a goal, but the play has been, it's almost like the field has been tilted here in the second half. It has all been to my right, which is in the Plymouth South zone. One little push for the Panthers. They did get a goal. And a pretty nice play by Chuck Quinn, who set up Graham Smith. That is it for the Panthers here in the second half. Falco knocks down the ball. Beston shields and gets control. Good recovery by the Panthers. There's Tim Pawalski. Does a good job in knocking the ball away. Coach Steve Shaw giving everybody the chance. Mark Stanton comes in.
Now in for Weymouth, number 17, Nathan Farrar.
And Nathan Farrar.
Mark Smith.
Every time you say Mark Stanton in this time, you think of one other individual who played quarterback. Offsides, Weymouth. It was a different sport that was played on this field. One of the wilder games ever. That's Mark Stanton, a member of the Wildcats soccer team. He tries to work it upfield. Keith Verney has done a very good job anchoring the back line. McCann, it's knocked down on the play. McCann took a backhand from Chet Quinn and getting knocked down. McCann is just frustrated, Chet Quinn. Quinn might have an assist, but McCann's done a good job in sticking with him. Rasco comes out and slides and makes the play. Saw Graham Smith coming at him and then decided, hey, better part the situation will be me just grabbing the soccer ball and making sure we've got possession to go upfield with it. 9 minutes plus left. That is unofficial. Oh, Weymouth. And I believe Rick Falco is called for the violation. So the Wildcats apparently on their way to 3 up and 0 in the loss column. They have a pretty tough week after this, as they nearly make a 6-2 game. John Pomar did his best, but shot it over the net. So Weymouth has a tough time after this particular game, and a tough week. Go to Falmouth. Falmouth always a very, very tough team, and the Wildcats have a tough time playing down there. And who can forget, realistically, and the terrific overtime affair here in the tournament a year ago, Weymouth and Falmouth. Jason Carolexis feeding Chris Beston, the two on a terrific play with the game's only goal, and a 1-0 overtime win for the Wildcats. When it looked like the Wildcats, because of Christy Andrea's great goaltending and some great defense, Scott Driscoll made a terrific play in that game. Well, the Wildcats might not have made it to the South Sectional Finals, because they might have lost that game 1-0. Falmouth really played just a terrific game. This time it is John Pomar. Beston can't get to the ball. And I know I spoke too soon, because now we get some spitting rain. I mentioned, geez, the rain was holding off, it was holding off, and now all of a sudden, I opened my big mouth. 5-2 Weymouth lead. Paul McCann kept Plymouth South make substitutions. Blazin comes out, and he deserves the congratulations from his goaltender. Realistically, he had an outstanding game with some very, very acrobatic saves in this one. McCann on the throw-in, and a strong one at that. Alexis and Coach Rostatura. Wouldn't mind seeing a few of those go through the goalpost the night after this one.
Now in for Weymouth, number 18, Matt Lynch.
Alexis's coach, Steve Schaff, would like to see that shot just to dip a little at the upper corner a few more times during the season. And Seamus Donovan on a violation on Corey Roush. Seamus goes back for Keith Fernie. Fernie upfield, he goes, Beston, and drilled upfield. Loose ball picked up by Plymouth South, and Joel Perry, left-footed one on David Roscoe, and David Roscoe then misfires on the punt out. Perry get off a good shot. And Perry with another one. Roscoe didn't hold on to it in the first opportunity, but covered up on the rebound, and he had to. Roughly about 5 to go here in this game. Weymouth up by 3, 5-2, and the Wildcats broke this one open in the second half as you look at Seamus Donovan. And Donovan get a spitting rain here at Legion Field. Nuisance spitting rain. At the end of this one. And with it, umbrellas come out en masse. And for those who wear glasses and watching games and doing play-by-play, you need the windshield wipers. Bernie downfield with that good kick. And it is grabbed by the backup goaltender, Anthony Cunzo. Plymouth South, 3 junior goaltenders on the roster. Perry, who got the first goal for Plymouth South, he gave them the quick lead. Literally the heavens have opened up here. And that is the ball game. It was 2-1 at half, Weymouth with the lead. The Wildcats just broke it open. 3 quick goals to begin the second half, 2 of them by Seamus Donovan, and the other by Chris Beston. Tim Alexis had 4 assists in the affair, and the Wildcats have a victory. As that will do it for everybody at Cox Communication. Glad you joined us here at Legion Field. Weymouth, an explosive second half, defeating Plymouth South 5-2. Good night from Legion Field. The Wildcats improved to 3-0.
The season, as they have allowed just 5 goals in the 8 games they have played so far. The bad news might be on the offensive end for Coach Jackie Dean's team as against Falmouth, and what will be a key OCL matchup for the Wildcats. We're going to find out about good news, bad news. Falmouth's best opportunity opening half right there off that Kathleen Lampierre corner kick that Heather McIntosh is able to grab. Now pet search on. Another time, yes, I hope he gets the itch out. I mean, the poor puppy. I mean, Weymouth chances. They had some great chances in the first half there. Chandra Burke on that restart. Jackie Dillon with the grab. And this Rachel DeBona kick that will be coming up. Jackie Dillon, well, she showed that she could be a pretty good shortstop in softball. It's about to come at you, and oops, it's a tough hop. Jackie Dillon recovers very nicely. Scoreless after 1 half of play. And what was dealt for both teams in the second half? Well, here is another chance. Kristen Dillon corner kick. This was Falmouth's offense, but they just could not get the finish. Kathleen Lampierre shot over the net. Here is a Chrissy Chase corner kick. That's Jackie Dillon. Oh, trouble, but you know, Wildcats can't cash in. Scoreless tie. But when the Wildcats can cash in was this match over at Legion Field against Plymouth South. They did get the offense going up 2-0 after one half of play. Here comes Colleen and Tony for Plymouth South being stopped by Kristen Hansen. However, it was the Wildcat offense off this Rachel DeBono throw-in that would allow them to put this game on ice. Is right here, Lacey Filippini wheels and deals it in. 3-0 at this point as Megan Shannon could not come up with that rebound. Here's another opportunity for the Wildcats. Here's Rachel DeBona. Good crossing feed. Nice play, Donna Walsh. Oh, and Megan Shannon with the stop. One way to get the easy goals, well, give the body for the team. Is off this corner kick. You're going to see it push through. And as Chrissy Chase works it into the penalty box area. Taken down. Guess what? Chrissy Chase gets the opportunity for her second penalty kick of the season and her second goal in as many tries. 4-0 Weymouth wins this one. Now I'll tell you about how good the offense is. Well, when they score, you see 3-1 victory over North Quincy. Lost to Silver Lake. They lost to Barnstable 2-1 as Donna Walsh's two of the Wildcat goals during this past week. New Bedford and Bridgewater Raynham coming up as the Wildcats get ready for the second half of the season. Prince team in their history. So the Wildcats 2-0 in the season and travel to Kingston to take on Silver Lake Friday night. On the boys soccer, where a potent offense has meant very good times for the Wildcats. In their first 7 matches so far, they have averaged 5 goals per contest and winning them all. Against Barnstable, the Wildcats did not reach their average per game, but however, it was very interesting to say the least because Weymouth has done one other little tidbit. Pressure in the first 10 minutes. Some quick explosions for this team. Here is one of them that Mark Stevens knocks away is this Chris Machado shot. What I mean by pressure and getting the goals, well, 3 in the first 10 minutes. Here's goal number 1 off this Tim Carolexis throw-in. Seamus Donovan with the finish. And it was just the start as far as Seamus Donovan was concerned in this match. Now, Seamus Donovan off this beautiful ball movement. Even when Barnstable touches it, there's a Wildcat there. Joe Kelleher, Seamus Donovan, top corner. Thank you very much, 2-0. 2 in the first 6 minutes for Seamus Donovan. And Chris Beston adds the third in the first 10. Is Chris Beston on cleanup duty. 3-0 Wildcats, just 10 minutes played. They've had a few of those outbursts during the season where they've gotten 3 goals in the space of 10-15 minutes. Barnstable's only shot in the first half provided to them by Matt Lynch. The David Rasco, no problems. And I think Trans-like state that the Wildcats have put their opposition into because they would just dominate. Chris Machado and one of the numerous chances they would have just missed going to the top corner there. Barnstable opportunity coming up right here. It's this crossing kick towards Patrick Beaufort. And Patrick Beaufort tries to come in. David Rasco says, no, I want the shutout. However, the famed rock at Weymouth Junior High had to bring it back sometime with people on it. One of the great places to watch a game. Seamus Donovan, 2 goals first half. Seamus Donovan, would he get the hat trick? Oh, yes, he would. Off Tim Carolexis, nice stop and go, shot, save, and finish. What do the fans think of that play? Let us tell you what they think. Applauding. Superb action for the Wildcats, who are 7-0 at the time of our taping. 4-2 win over Silver Lake. 3 goals to begin the second half. In the first 10 minutes, win that one. 3 goals you saw against Barnstable. And early part of each half and beating North Quincy. You look at that schedule coming up. Brockton, New Bedford, and Bridgewater Raynham. 3 outstanding tests, and we are going to find out how good this Weymouth High boys soccer team is, because those are 3 very good teams that the Wildcats are about to take on, and 2 of them on the road. So that's a good test. Heading towards the mid-part of the season, we'll see how they do on the volleyball. Week of strange happenings. It's almost like Halloween is already here. I don't know. Sports is next. the story of this week's schedule, as far as the Weymouth High boys soccer team is concerned, can be entitled Finding Out a Lot About Yourself. As let me explain, in the space of 6 days, the Wildcats got out their travel plans and visited Taunton, Brockton, New Bedford, and then came home to play Bridgewater, all 4 games within the space of 6 days. And Weymouth prepared for that tough schedule against North Quincy, as the Wildcats against the Red Raiders, a game that give them a little push heading into that very, very tough slate of games. And early going, it was going to be the Wildcats tuning up with Tim Carolexis hitting the crossbar as Matt Norton tipped it off that crossbar. However, Coach Steve Shaw says, hey, just a matter of time, we'll get the goals started. Seamus Donovan from in close on this restart, 1-0. Seamus Donovan, who has been red hot in the past few weeks. He was not done by any means. Now watch the pass that Chris Beston delivers to him. Watch Seamus Donovan finish. Matt Norton completely out of the net. 2-0 Wildcats. I guess he liked it. And Wildcats by no means were done in the first half. Johnny Pomar and Tommy Antakis send Chris Machado in. Chris says thank you. It's 3-0 Wildcats at the break. North Quincy did get an opportunity in that first half of play to cut into the deficit. Billy Walker, nice play, but it's the crossbar. So it's a crossbar apiece as far as this particular game goes. Second half action. Well, you saw Seamus Donovan with 2 goals in the first half. Chris Beston, who leads the Old Colony League in scoring, provides 2 of his own. First of all, John Stanford, pretty pass, and Chris Beston, who knows how to finish. 4-0. Now Chris Beston says, well, don't really need the pass. I just be physical and push my way in to the middle of the play. Hey, why not? Still a goal, 5-0 Wildcats. This was a nice way to tune up, get everybody involved. As well, let's bring you Matt Lynch getting himself involved. But Matt Norton will come up with the stop as Matt Norton does the job. Ooh, tough shot by Lynch. Let going David Rasco, who will have one heck of a week when you see the scoreboard. However, right here, Billy Walker just found the ball at the right spot. 5-1 Weymouth wins this game. I said David Rasco had a heck of a week. Wildcats play 4 shutout games in this particular week. 3 of them they win. They lose to New Bedford. They're 10-1. They go to play Quincy Friday, go to Plymouth South. Guess what? When all is said and done, Weymouth is in the boys soccer tournament. That win over Bridgewater Raynham on Wednesday night put them there. And another, well, quote, history repeating itself. 4 years ago, Weymouth High was put in the Boston Globe at this point of the season as the #1 team as far as boys soccer. 4 years later, the day before, they put as the #1 team, and guess what? They fall to New Bedford. So call it the Sports Illustrated or in this particular case, the Boston Globe jinx as far as Weymouth High boys soccer does go. Well, during the past week, the Wildcats, as far as girls soccer goes, have been very offensive to the opposition. Well, after struggling offensively in the early part of the season, Weymouth has changed things around. In their last 4 games, the Wildcats have scored 17 goals as compared to the first 7 games when they scored just 13. It all started against North Quincy when Coach Jackie Dean shuffled the deck, changed up the lineup, and in the first 2 minutes, it paid off. Because the Wildcats, Donna Walsh to Jill Panaro, who's literally by herself, and puts it into the net. Just 2 minutes into the game, not bad. As looks like they're going to extend the lead as they just peppered North Quincy goaltender Lisa Bragg with shot after shot. Chrissy Chase tries there as she deflects one in on net. Bragg with a stop. However, North Quincy's first shot of the game. Watch what happens. As Ashley Murphy and Betsy Stone will team up right here with Ashley Murphy starting the play. Heather McIntosh with the save. Betsy Stone finds the rebound at her feet and ties the game. Now, for the most part, as far as the first half went, it was on this end of the playing field at Legion. Jill Panaro can't catch the far corner. However, the Wildcats do get the lead at the end of the first half. Rachel DeBona, who is one of the better ones around as far as throw-ins go. You know, Rachel DeBona works it ahead, as it will be Jen Fournier with a tough shot. Bragg the save, and there's Denise Flannery being ever alert to the rebound. 2-1 Weymouth at the break. Second half, Weymouth will do the darndest to try to extend the lead, as Sarah Fahey will tip this Chandra Burke corner kick, but Bragg with the stop. North Quincy does come to life offensively towards the latter part of the game. Nearly ties the game as Laurie Flynn shoots high off that Hillary O'Donoghue restart. But the Wildcats are able to secure the game with North Quincy boys team looking on. The girls team just could not come up with a tying goal. Here's the biggest play as far as Weymouth goes. Started by sophomore Sarah Fahey, as she will just work her way free, get it upfield, and then feed Donna Walsh, who takes care of the rest. 3-1 Wildcats win this one. They get themselves going offensively, as Taunton, Kerry O'Hara, 2 goals in that game. New Bedford victory, Jen Fournier with 2 goals. And against Bridgewater Raynham, a late penalty kick by Christy Chase. We'll show you the highlights next week on Weymouth This Week, as you saw Quincy and Plymouth South coming up for the Wildcats, who are 6-3-2. On the volleyball, as they are the winners of 4 of their last 6 matches. And the Weymouth High volleyball team has become more dominant at the net as of late, and the results, well, they speak for themselves. The Wildcats began issuing their message as far as dominating around the net against Archbishop Williams, and that message would be in the very first game, as this first serve by Williams hits the ceiling, side out. Rachel Cadlick, well, for the next 90 seconds, it is going to be Rachel Cadlick serves, because she will begin a 10-0 run to start this particular game, as her dig was the key in getting the very first point. When you do get some good serves, you do need the help around the net. Ask Stephanie Gerard, who puts that particular volley away. Now it is going to be time for Katie Daly. Nearest to you, Katie Daly drives it to the back of the Archbishop Williams. Rarity to say, everybody's got over 500 record.
That's great.
That makes it easier. I can come on and sing all these praises, and I will do singing all these praises. Some interesting highlights. From soccer to football to cross country, we have got it all next in sports. Leaves turning colors and falling. The weather becoming colder with a little frost on the ground are all happenings during the fall. Thought it'd be a little poetic as far as the sportscast does go. Another ritual has been the Weymouth High boys soccer team gaining early entrance into the MIAA tournament. The Wildcats qualified for their 7th straight postseason appearance in the 11th game of the season. That's right, the 11th game in 20 that they would play during the regular season. That was against Bridgewater Raynham. Always a great battle, and at Legion Field, Bridgewater Raynham dominating early, and David Rasco and company, well, they saw Shane Slater come at the net as he tried to get that particular chip from Brian Jones, and off this corner kick it is David Rasco off this Dan Hammond flicked at the net. It's David Rasco, top goaltender in the OCL, as George Pacheco, the Bridgewater Raynham coach, looked on. He says, can we get the lead? Well, it looked like Weymouth was going to get the lead. Tim Carroll-Alexis denied. on that restart as Chris Beston cannot follow up on the rebound. Adam King with that tip. As Bridgewater goaltender match save for save in the early part. As these two teams played a 3-2 game down in Bridgewater with Weymouth winning in the final seconds, and this would be another tough, tight contest as Dan Hammond off the Adam McGovern pass. Good flick. Bobby Griffin, the assistant coach of the Wildcats, nice job. Wildcats, Chris Beston coming in. Adam King, with a save, and the rebound cannot be tucked in. We stay scoreless till late in the first half. Watch Bridgewater Raynham make a mistake in the box. Right there, punch of the ball, handball, penalty kick. You got caught. Seamus Donovan, top scorer in the OCL, shows why. 1-0, Weymouth. The Wildcats and Bridgewater Raynham, second half opportunities both sides as it start to rain at Legion Field. As Adam McGovern shot on David Rasco, and Dan Hammond and company put the pressure on Weymouth. Hammond, just could not knock it home. Weymouth, however, would control the remaining 25 minutes of this contest as coaches Pacheco and Schaff look on, and the Wildcats will be looking on to what will be a 1-0 victory. As both goaltenders came up with big saves when needed. King, nice stop right there. As Legion Field scoreboard will tell you is how the Wildcats did and qualified for the tournament. Then defeat Quincy. Seamus Donovan, a pair of goals in that one. The Plymouth South match postponed till October 19th. A Columbus Day morning contest at Barnstable, Silver Lake, also coming up next Wednesday. Always a big battle. On the girls' soccer, characteristics of a Weymouth High Bridgewater Raynham girls' soccer game. 1, it's a defensive battle. 2, outcome is decided late in the second half. Once again, the Wildcats in the Trojans lived up to their advanced billing as they brought the turf war to Legion Field. As the first meeting between the two was a scoreless tie. Meeting number 2 was a funny type of game, because there would be some great opportunities for Bridgewater in the first half. Jen Hayes set up in front, however, she misses catching the top corner. Weymouth had some chances as Rachel DeBonis throwing, comes in, deflected in, and goaltender Kate O'Connor. Interesting as far as the Bridgewater Raynham boys team watching, because they would watch Weymouth despite not getting as many chances as Bridgewater. Jill Panaro having one of the few Weymouth chances right there in the first half. That shot just wide by Jill Panaro. Here's a Bridgewater Raynham chance. Look at the opportunity, open net right there.